Hamlin in the FedEx Ground Toyota has one top 5 finish here, one top 5 and 2 top 10 starts.
Denny did a neat thing this past week. He went up to Concord, New Hampshire and met with some members of the National Guard. They're going to be deployed in a few weeks to Afghanistan, and he's also going to have them as guests next week at the race at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Which is just north of Concord, New Hampshire.
Not Concord, North Carolina, right?
Exactly. Sorry, but being a New Englander, if I didn't slide that in,
I had it coming.
There would have been tweets.
I was thinking where Charlotte Motor Speedway's at.
That's Concord. Took me 5 years to learn to say that one. Hamlin, 8th quickest for Joe Gibbs Racing. Excuse me, 7th fastest, 29.682 at the line.
Yeah, Wendy, a lot of people looking up to the sky, hoping they get a cloud early if they're going early in the session. Later, the sun should be well behind the clouds, and we should have some really fast laps. Joey Logano, 22 years old, from Middletown, Connecticut. And you know what's surprising about Joey? He's never finished on the lead lap here today.
Yeah, this has been a tough go for him. He's had some good runs, but JR, 5 starts. Qualifying's not been good to him. His best start has been 24th, and his best finish has been 22nd out of those 5 races.
That was a good turn 3 right there. He got in, got back to the bottom, and was really good through that corner.
He becomes the first driver to run in the 29s, 29.95. I would say that stands a good chance of better in that start that he's had here of late of 24th.
So Joey Logano goes to the top of the speed chart right now, followed by Dave Blaney, Danica Patrick, Jason Leffler, Joe Nemechek, and Reed Sorensen have locked themselves into the show as Joey tries to find one more little bit of speed in this last lap.
A little bit up off that line through 3 and 4 this time. It'll be interesting to see what that lap was, and just as it's always been, 2 tenths.
7.
Yeah, because right now Carl Edwards is on the pole, and he went about mid-pack of our drivers in this qualifying session.
Wonder what Jack Roush is thinking. Here goes Mark Martin, who drove for Jack for a long, long time. They're very dear friends, and he's got a shot here. Mark does at knocking Carl off the pole.
Mark has 4 poles here, and 1 here for Jack Roush in 1990.
Pretty smooth off turn 2 right there. Got back to it.
Pretty sporty first lap right now. Real good first lap. It just keeps getting better on lap 1.
Almost. Second fastest, 21.05 to Edwards, 21.04. So close.
This will be one of those cases. Did he use everything that was there on lap 1?
I really think he did, Larry. It just doesn't seem like he got into 3 quite as good as he did the first lap.
Oh, quicker.
Got him.
Oh, 21.04 with an O for Martin.
Got him.
21.04 with a 6 for Carl Edwards, and Mark Martin wins the Coors Light. Joe Gibbs Racing. So big changes for Tony Stewart. What lies ahead?
Well, I think what we're seeing with Tony Stewart is when he was 7 or 8 years ago, he was a little irreverent. I mean, he could get people riled up and make them mad. What we see now is a 3-time champion that has earned the respect of everybody in the garage and of the fans. And he's one of my favorite guys. He's a throwback. If you want to see what racing was like back in the day, this guy is one of them.
But you know, one of the things we talked to him the other day, this is his 14th year in Sprint Cup. He has 16 wins at Daytona. In Sprint Cup in July, the Budweiser Shootout, the Nationwide Series. He even won an IROC road course, but he's never won the Daytona 500.
Well, it's his 14th try, and that matches his car number. Someone pointed that out to Stewart on media day, and he said, well, if I'd known things were going to line up like that, I would have chosen number 2 instead of 14.
Worked out pretty good for a man that carried 17 on his car one year.
Hey, sometimes it works. You know, there's nothing wrong with having that going for you, I can tell you.
47.05, 3rd quickest first lap for the reigning Sprint Cup champion, who guested on Tim Allen's sitcom this week and had everybody in the garage area rolling on the floor when Hector Elizondo said to him, Tony, you're early. And he says, yeah, it's a thing with me, because everybody knows Stewart is anything but on time.
Including our meeting the other day.
That's right.
That's a pretty timely first lap.
Let's see if he's early to complete lap 2.
He's on the apron.
He's definitely taking the shortest distance.
Haven't seen that all day.
5th for Tony Stewart, 46.48, 193.6. He is the best of the Chevrolets so far. Ambrose, Keselowski, and Gordon Denny Hamlin in the FedEx Express Toyota for Joe Gibbs.
Man, he's lighting up the track, Larry. Look at that sparks flying. He's coming to get the green. The thing had fire flying out from under it.
And you can see it's hurting the speed of that race car. I mean, that was big-time sparks. It looks like it's coming right from where maybe the trailing arms mount underneath.
Oh, man, he's got, yeah, he's, I don't know if he's going to make it or not.
That's evil.
Yeah, he had sparks like that, as you pointed out, coming to take the green.
I looked up. I thought someone was dragging behind the car.
28th. Hamlin's first lap is back there with not just the go-or-go homers, but the came and on the way homers.
And you know, I know we're going to be focusing on the top 2 in points, but there's quite a dogfight there from about 5th to about 8th or 9th in points in this race Sunday.
That car is evil. Oh, my.
I'm shocked he went ahead and run his second lap.
And it is Joey Logano will be the 23rd driver to take time running the Dollar General scheme on his Joe Gibbs Toyota this week. He has 5 starts at Auto Club Speedway, 3 of them in the top 10, including 3rd last year.
Now, this is an interesting approach. Coming to get the green, he was real high in 3 and 4. You know, he said he couldn't make up his mind what he wanted to do. Let's see if that hit of steam coming to get the green. And he is real. That's about as high as anybody has been. That may be what I would call too high.
But you know, Darrell, what I noticed right here, he never came completely out of the throttle.
There's obviously some grip in that dust.
He found it. He's fastest going into 3.
He got up there and come to get the green, and he just rode it right around the wall.
Right now, he's flirting with maybe being the first driver to get down in the 38-second bracket. It's going to be an awesome lap. He's going to beat David Strebe by 4.5 tenths, it looks like.
Boom, 185 miles an hour.
See Marcus Ambrose in the 9 car, our last Ford driver to go out. He sat on the outside the front row here a year ago.
And finished 4th, had a great race.
Oh boy, was on it last week too. It's a shame what happened to him at the end of that race. I'd have liked to see what he could do. He was 3rd when he had trouble, and he was coming forward in a hurry.
Darrell, he wasn't right around the white line, but he wasn't up there where we saw Casey Kane run either. He was about a half a groove up.
I think he was indecisive. Couldn't decide if he wanted to go up or down.
Good lap.
12th for Ambrose. He is the 3rd fastest Ford with a 28.58. And he is also under the previous track
He's running
record.
the clock here, Darrell.
Yeah, he's it's got to be kind of hard. Like you heard Boyer say, this is a hard track to get around for even the guys that run these cars every week. Michael just hops in his car, but I think it tells you how good this car is. Rodney Childress, great crew chief, worked with all these different drivers, has had a good car every week for whoever's in it. And not a bad effort for my...
I know Michael's kind of in semi-retirement, if you will, but you realize he hasn't raced on a 1.5 miles since 2009?
It's been a while. Been a while.
And having the, you know, the Kentucky Wildcat logo on the hood. I was down in Owensboro a few weeks ago when Coach Calipari was taking the trophy around the state. He was taking it to every town in the state and displaying it on. And you would have thought it was Christmas. I mean, they were running around town. Coach Calipari's coming to town with the trophy. He's coming to town with a trophy. You'd have thought the Christmas parade was getting ready to break out.
31.359 and a 31.382.
And one thing about Carl, he's really devoted to training and exercising, and his favorite form of exercise is mountain biking because it's a form of interval training. But here's what's interesting. He loves to fly stunt airplanes because he said it really helps him stay focused in a very uncomfortable environment.
I could go so many places with that.
He's been the runner-up in the 500. That was, of course, last year, pushing Trevor Bayne to the win. He has only led 4 laps in a Sprint Cup car at Daytona in a point race. None in February.
His first lap was 46.78, which there is no question, and I think you can pretty much see the tracker right here based on that first lap. He's going to go well up to the top of the charts.
46.21 for Carl Edwards, 194.7.
Well, Juan Pablo Montoya won this race 2 years ago from 3rd starting spot. He's on the clocks.
tires squealing getting into turn one.
Had that right front locked up a little bit, it looked like.
Yeah, he did, but he had a lot of speed.
Team had to change a radiator this morning. That was what was leaking from this car, according to Chris Heroy, the crew chief, when I stopped by there while they were in the midst of the thrash.
Wow, he make that look really good right there. Like there's nothing to it. Look at this lap. We're talking about a track record here.
Yep.
Got 2 more corners to negotiate. He's going to set a time for these other guys to go after now. Another good solid corner there.
Now say hello to your new pole sitter and a new track record holder here at Watkins Glen, Juan Pablo Montoya. 1 minute, 9.438 seconds. Breaks the old track record by 0.3 of a second.
Qualifier, Connecticut's Joey Logano. It's only his 4th trip to Homestead. And the Home Depot Toyota, which Joey will vacate after Sunday. He has not qualified ahead of 19th at this racetrack, but he was fastest in practice and thinks he's got the car to get it done.
We get to Daytona here in about 3 months. You'll see Matt Kenseth in his 20 car. Joey Logano will be moving on to Penske racing in 2013.
This baby is pegged. She's coming around the race. She's doing it.
Well, yeah, look at that. But look at that right there. That's what we want to keep an eye on.
Lost a little bit of speed there, but it'll come back. Getting up off that corner. It's coming out of the hole.
Oh, yeah.
Joey said,
do it.
All I've got to do. Did it. 30-67. Joey Logano. In the Quicken Loans Chevrolet. 3 Bristol poles and 1 runner-up finish.
He's got a pole in about everything he's run here. He's run a truck here. He's got a pole. Nationwide Series has got a pole. He's just always fast at Bristol.
Wayland Modified, you name it.
This place, but when you look at Ryan Newman and how he's built, he's got that Cale Yarborough look to him. Him and this racetrack look like they go together.
2nd for Newman. Missed it by that much.
7 1,000ths. He missed it.
That's all she's got.
Yep.
You better believe Greg Biffle knew that was a bullet he was going to have to dodge right there.
Great run by Newman.
So it's Biffle and Newman right now for the front row. Here we go. The first driver on the clock is Joey Logano, making his 6th trip to Kansas. His best start is 2nd row here. And a lot of folks asked on Twitter last night, Larry, why Tony Stewart last week went to a backup car but was still able to qualify and keep his qualifying position, whereas Joey Logano, now after having engine failure very early in that practice yesterday in first practice, he is going to have to start Sunday's race in the rear.
Well, the whole purpose behind this rule is to keep teams from building special qualifying engines. The difference was a backup car versus a backup engine. NASCAR feels like if you have to go to a backup car, you've already paid a huge penalty. And as long as you
front row either way.
Mark Martin is the final qualifier in the Aaron's Toyota. 51 starts at Dover. He won 4 poles here for Jack Roush.
And even with a limited schedule, he already has 2 poles in 2012.
That's the best looking come to get the green line I've seen so far. I mean, he was in there on the bottom. Right here. Here and get back to the throttle. He didn't hesitate.
Will Mark Martin break the tie with Ryan Newman and Jeff Gordon for active pole winners, currently at 4 apiece?
Darley tried to ease it down into turn 3. It's coming back the right direction.
I think he got it.
He did it.
He did it.
5 1,000ths of a second.
Well, he won.
On the next side, it's just hard to change directions.
Marcos Ambrose off and rolling with his qualifying
This will be
lap.
a lap.
Let's send it down to Marty as he takes the green flag.
This will be pretty.
Carl Edwards and a bunch of guys were watching Jimmy Johnson's lap, and they said, man, he made it look so easy. You said it wasn't easy behind the wheel, though. Why?
No, one of these cup cars around this racetrack is tough. It doesn't matter how fast it is. It's a lot of work. A lot of power, a lot of weight, with very little grip, so it makes for an exciting lap. But it's been tough to feel fast. Even when I've been fast, if I didn't have the stopwatch to tell me, I'd say it wasn't all that good. So we'll see how it holds up, though. It's a decent lap.
Also had a big week with this golf tournament, raised a lot of money. But we all want to watch this Marcos Ambrose lap right here, Adam.
Yeah, it's a good one, too. I mean, you watch Marcus, he's not getting a lot of air. He's just hitting the marks perfect. I mean, he's hitting it perfect.
And he is keeping all 4 tires on the ground, not up in the air, not having to wait on the car. The car's settling because he's got all 4 tires on the ground. And I'm going to tell you, he made the top of the racetrack. Oh, my gosh. Everybody else has been 8th, 9th, 10th. He was first in the top part of the racetrack.
And, Kyle, if they think Jimmy Johnson made it look easy, I mean, this looks like he's not going that fast. You know, if you just visually watch him, you say, well, he's not getting any air. He's not on the curbs. This man is moving.
That's incredible.
And you know what? A couple of road courses, if he could win both road courses, he'd have a pretty good shot at making the chase.
You got that right. Here's Marcus Ambrose. Put him at the top. Wow, 3/10 of a second quicker than Jimmy Johnson. 75.203.
Canceled qualifying.
Yeah.
We had a dust storm, and it canceled qualifying.
We remember also once Kurt Busch was out in front of a race and they had rained out the race. Kurt Busch won it, but that was the first time in 30 days they had measurable precipitation here.
All on our NASCAR race.
Now, the last time we were here at Phoenix, race number 2 of 2012, 8 months ago, Denny Hamlin went to victory lane, did it by running 84 laps on the last tank of fuel, which is about 10 or 12 more than what the real fuel window happens to be here. See, Martin Truex Jr. has a pole earlier in the year, so this would be pole number 2, set on the pole at Texas in the spring.
He's smiling for us.
Hopes like Jimmy Johnson, that would transfer the pole position into a victory. Second for Hamlin. So Martin Truex dodges 1.
Yeah, but let's look at this. This is how fast Martin went. Martin ran a 26.04. Denny went a 26.18. So here we go.
And what's interesting, we've seen a lot of drivers run quicker on their second lap, but our top 3, if Denny Hamlin doesn't improve, their quicker lap was on the first lap.
We got the Truck Series setup show coming up at the bottom of the hour, but right now we have Denny Hamlin with the shot at it. He did not get it done. Second fastest for Denny.
Pat Patterson talking to Jimmy Johnson as Joey Logano and the Dollar General Toyota come out. Now Joey has 1 top 10 start and 2 top 5 finishes here in 6 starts. And he's one of the few drivers who worked on race runs during that practice session earlier.
I did hear Jimmy Johnson there. I overheard him say that he was worried about that 9 car. He said it looked like it was really hooked up and fast.
Marcus Ambrose, yeah, he was fast that entire practice. Joey actually has a birthday today, turns 22 years old today.
Not sure this is going to be the present he was looking for tonight.
Well, he did get a dog. That was
back before
much earlier in the
season,
season, I know.
that dog's getting a little, it's old now.
Dog can hunt.
That dog will hunt.
But yeah, you're right. They did not make a lot of practice qualifying runs in practice, and he gained a little bit off turn 4.
Pole sitter here. Denny Hamlin, the Sport Clips Toyota. If you imagine all that red to be blue and look at the peaks of the mountain on the hood, that's one of Cale Yarborough's paint jobs for Junior Johnson when he drove the number 11 to 3 straight championships.
Yeah, went down and had some pictures made, a photo op with Cale and Denny and myself, and yeah, it's a nice tribute to Cale.
9 Bristol starts, best of 8. Now he's in Roger Penske's Shell Pennzoil Dodge. See what he can do.
I remember one of the first races, maybe the first time we came here, and he was a go-or-go-homer, and he had to get in on qualifying speed. He climbed the back wall. He went all the way down the back straightaway with right wheels up on the wall and made the race.
And that was actually the first race he qualified for that year. He missed the first 3.
Getting close to the front row. Second for the Dinger.
Look at that.
32 with a 5. He misses Biffle by 1/1000th of a second.
3-2-5.
From the front row starting positions that Denny will be talking to us on Saturday.
If we saw our practice show before Denny could even make a full lap, he had told him he had a fast race car. They had to come back in and work on it a little bit, but they did make it fast. Not sure it's going to be up to pole speed here. We'll see. I like the way he arced it in that corner there. Yeah, that's going to serve him well. Yeah, serve him well Saturday night.
9th.
93.
Now, Larry, I mean, you know, we had an ARCA race here, and that ARCA cars, you know, we talk about the difference in the rubber, and they have Hoosier tires, and it might take 4, 5, 6 cars here to get this track, get that rubber burned off of it.
Yeah, we did have 43 Nationwide Series drivers that qualified it a little earlier, so I think we'll have to go a few drivers into this field before we truly know where this track's at.
Compared to yesterday's practice, we saw them practice under the heat, the sun beating down on this racetrack, still able to turn speeds upwards of 205 miles an hour. So we shouldn't expect much different today, even though there is still that question mark of the left side tires being changed.
Yeah, it's a little bit warmer, and the humidity is a little bit higher, but not enough that it's going to knock a lot of speed out of those fast cars that are going to go out late.
Yeah, we thought on Thursday from the morning test session to the afternoon that they were going to slow down. They just kept getting fast.
The track seems to have lost grip. Let's see what Denny Hamlin can do in the Autism Speaks FedEx Freight Toyota.
I think it's just the rubber that's being laid down now, Mike. Everybody's running the same spot on the racetrack, so that rubber gets laid down. You can see Denny here. He's dancing around a lot with his car as well.
He's got a couple of teammates in the top 10 right now, and looks like that's where Denny's going to end up. Ninth quickest, 22.85, 850, 1/1000th quicker than his teammate Joey Logano. And we'll either see if Martin Truex Jr. follows suit with his teammate Michael Waltrip, or did Rodney Childers, or did Chad Johnson run out there and start pulling tape off the nose of this race car?
Yeah, I think it's still a toss-up, Larry. I don't see any advantage. I like what Harvick did. That worked out okay. But it still seems to me conventional wisdom has always been here at Daytona, maybe Talladega different. Run that high line, get her wound up, and then run the second lap.
And Michael Waltrip said earlier in the week, and I actually talked to Martin Truex Jr. just this morning, they are very, very close to getting the contract extension put together, not only with Martin Truex Jr., but also with Napa Auto Parts, a package deal.
Napa on the hood of the Toyota Camry. Martin's piloting around the racetrack here. On the clock, staying up on the high line through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. Looks as though he's going to do the conventional style of qualifying here at Daytona. Stay up against the wall, try to get the momentum up, as much RPMs as he can as he comes out of turn 4, and then he'll drop to the bottom of the track.
Martin Truex Jr., he's only made the chase 1 year, and right now we're 9 races before the chase, and he's sitting 8th in the points. But the good news is 53-point cushion over 11th, which is more than 1 full race.
But looking for that win.
Needs
Everyone
a win.
looking for that win to feel like they have a little more security to be locked into the chase.
Well, even if you're in top 10, you need those bonus points. So, you know, you need wins.
And that's why Keselowski now wants to work so hard, because he has 9 bonus points in his pocket if he can indeed stay in the top 10.
If the chase started right now, he'd be the point leader.
And that's what he missed out on last year, because
Exactly.
he was the wild card recipient into the chase, and you don't get to utilize those wins as far as bonus points if you're in the wild card position. Martin Truex Jr. coming back for his second lap inside the top 5. 18 cars have been on the racetrack. Martin Truex Jr. slotted 4th in the fastest Toyota that has been out there, 47.060 on lap number 2. 27th qualifier in the Home Depot Camry. 7th trip to Dover. Doesn't have a top 10 start here in races where we've qualified on time. Well, he might today. He's fastest right now, 22.851.
Yeah, beat an 8.58.
Here's Jason Ratcliffe telling position 1, but Joey's going to go ahead and run this second lap.
I like that, Larry. For the data, learn more at sprint.com/speed.
Hey, Greg is pumped up, isn't he?
He really, truly is.
He's got more confidence right now in his team, and it's making him drive better.
He should be. He's had 3 top 3 finishes.
He slid her off turn 4 there, and he slid her right to the pole.
15:32 for
P1 32.
That sounded like a call of alarm.
That means don't try. You gave me 100%. Don't give me 110 on this second lap.
You know, that second lap would have put him in the third row.
They know that there's probably a half a second in a cloud cover, something like that.
That's what it appears to be. Right now, our top 9 drivers, it's the last 9 drivers that's been out.
Exactly. Exactly. And we saw bright sun here just a few moments ago. Now it's mixed. It's about half and half.
Denny Hamlin's been to victory lane twice at this racetrack. The best he's ever started was 4th.
The biggest thing Denny Hamlin and that group they've got to do is stop the bleeding. The last 8 races, 3 top 10s, 5 finishes of 25th or worse, 4 DNFs. They went from 4th to 10th in points in that period.
And Denny Hamlin right now in that 10th spot. But even if he would fall out of the top 10, pretty comfortable that he's going to be able to at least get the wild card position. But as you mentioned, you want to have momentum going into that chase. You don't want to be trying to, you know, stop the bleeding, as you mentioned.
You don't want to limp into the chase.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to get in because you won 2 races 10 races ago. You want to be strong entering the chase. And we know that team, that driver, that crew chief is as he bottoms out, that's the second time he's bottomed out over there. But you know they have the potential to win it all.
Denny Hamlin 10th quick on his first lap at 36.848. You see him tracking right there at that same spot.
Yeah, I mean, you look back at Watkins Glen, got caught up in a crash not of his making, got in oil in practice, had to go to a backup car, and then big-time engine failure in the race.
Those things are bouncing through there so much, looks like a whoop section.
Well, and where that happened, it hurt his first lap and his second lap.
That's why I think Biff that's why I think the Biff will be pretty good here. He kind of likes that off-roading. That's what that feels like, I'm sure.
He's still the quickest with a 30.041. Let's see what Joey Logano can do.
Now, Joey in 4 Nationwide Series starts here. He has 3 poles and 3 wins. Nobody sat on a pole or won a race here in the Nationwide Series from 2008, 2010, but Joey Logano.
He owned this place during that period.
Yeah, talk about Kentucky Speedway. Even at 12 years old, he won the Young Lions National in a Legends car on the quarter mile here. So he stayed undefeated at Kentucky for a long time.
He sure did.
We might adopt him into the Big Blue Nation. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my people about it.
Of course, one from the pole of Pocono, Daryl.
That would be Ashley Judd and company.
Yeah, you and her.
Yeah.
Well,
have to talk about it.
That was a great first lap for Joey, second quickest at a 30.19. He's going to play 2, but it's going to slow down for Joey.
Yep, to a 30.744.
Sarah, no, it's a lot of fun.
Joey Logano next up. This is his 7th trip to Martinsville. He qualified 4th for this race last year. See how the Home Depot Toyota fares.
He seemed pretty confident when we interviewed him there a bit ago, like he thought he had a shot at the pole.
Had a tough week last week. One of many drivers penalized for speeding. Just a little bit over.
Great for, in fact, it's real good.
Hey, I guess that proves he was pretty confident and he was pretty right.
1/1000th of a second. He beats Paul Menard, a 5.81 to a 5.82.
Well, it's about the same margin by which he got kicked for speeding last week and ended up a lap down. None of those fellas that had penalties had any chance to recover.
IndyCar race, have supper, and then we do the 600 miles. Pretty tired at the end of that day.
I would say. All right, Denny Hamlin and the FedEx Toyota were 9th quickest in practice. Hamlin has 1 top 5 start and 1 top 5 finish at Charlotte, both coming within the last 2 seasons.
There, this joint's getting right now. The sun's gone down, the track's cooled off just enough. We're sitting here primed for somebody to knock one off at 27s, look to me like.
Try to get every bit that you can. I want to point out something. You see how that car, folks, is running with the rear of it tracked over to the left? That's one of the reasons why when you get on the left side of these cars, it's spinning them out. See how that car is sideways? That's one of the reasons when you get on the left corner, you spin out.
Marcus Ambrose has the 2nd fastest first lap. of the 9 drivers that have run so far. Two-time champ of the Australian V8 Supercar Series, got his first Cup win last year on the road course at Watkins Glen. This will be his 4th Daytona 500.
You see our tracker right there, another one of these Fords with the Roush Yates engine horsepower right up there among the other 2 Ford drivers, Carl Edwards and Casey Mears. It's 1-2 right now.
Ambrose finished 3rd in last night's Bud Shootout behind Kyle Busch and Tony Stewart. Second lap moves him to 2nd, 193.999 miles per hour.
Impressive about that victory was he started in the back of the pack because they had an error in the air pressure tire air pressure for qualifying, and Denny said, oh, I hope to be in the top 10 by the first 100 laps. He was up there after 60.
They're holding a note up, says that was a 22-pound lobster.
Big lobster. You know how long it takes a lobster to get to 22 pounds? Almost 60 years.
Seriously?
That might be a 60-year-old crustacean.
Wow.
You don't get that kind of information.
I feel like I'm at Marine Land right now.
And I'm Flipper. And you know what, KP? The first cars didn't have steering wheels. They were steered by levers. Steering wheels made their debut in 1900 on a Packard, back when Larry was racing.
And Hamlin was working on it.
Yeah.
You know, Denny Hamlin this year, with those 39 laps that he led at Dover, he has led 1,132 laps this year. That's second only. Led 1,250 laps in the 29 races so far this year.
Every year, including his rookie year, that Denny Hamlin's raced full-time in the Sprint Cup Series, he has made the chase. He's made it very close to winning a championship. But this year, he seems like he has a whole different approach to it. Says he's having a lot more fun, not getting so upset at the lows, not getting so high at the highs, and really has another shot, another great shot. Of course, we've got 7 races to go, and a lot can happen, but look for Denny Hamlin to be figured into this thing when we go to Miami Homestead.
His 2 teammates, Kyle Busch in the 18, Joey Logano in the 20, they are 12th and 13th. Denny's tracking a little bit behind that, but we've seen this time and time again with the Joe Gibbs Toyotas at Daytona and Talladega. Not a lot of single car speed for qualifying, but they race like the Dickens when they drop that green flag.
Race incredible. They always find their way to the front. He and Kyle both, and we saw Kyle at Daytona do some magical
stuff. He's got a truck, an older truck that he fitted to him. He extended the cab. You can't believe this thing. I mean, it's got all the leg room in the world. If I try to get in it, I can't even reach it. I mean, I'm back a foot away from the pedal.
Swimming in that thing.
I'm not sure there's a bigger race fan around than Brad, and I mean that in multiple ways. Bobby Labonte, former winner at Pocono on a few different occasions. But it looks like that turn 1 area was again, compared to Kurt Busch's lap, difficulty for Bobby.
Yeah, Joey saw him get a little bit loose in 3. What's that do to your psyche?
It doesn't help it. That's for sure. And he's still really loose, and you know, you're trying to push as hard as you can, but if you go over it, you lose a lot of time. So you're just trying to get right to that limit without going over. He knew what he